bold decision to bring books. Hey y'all, my name is Nat. I hope you're having a terrific day today. And for this video, we are going to be doing my April TBR. Alright, so before I get to anything bookish, make sure to hit like and subscribe down below, as well as tell me in the comments, are there any books on your TBR that seem like they're going to be funny for April Fool's Day? It is wild to me that we are already heading into April. I just cannot believe it. The year is literally disappearing before my very eyes. Shockingly, looking at my TBR for this month, it's not terrible. It's not out of this world ambitious. I don't believe I'll be partaking in any readathons apart from the one that I will be hosting for my Patreon later this month. If you're interested in partaking in that, then I'll put links to my Patreon in the description down below. It's not going to be happening until the last week of April, so if you're intrigued and want to join us. But apart from that, I think a really majority of my reading this month is going to be focused on book clubs and video plans. Oh, and then also reading goals. And speaking of those, starting at the top with my nonfiction book that I want to try and get read this month, I'm finally going to pick up The Feather Thief by Kirk Wallace Johnson. This is a heist story, I believe, of a person who ended up stealing these really rare feathers from the British Museum of Natural History. I really like the little tagline on this. A rollicking true crime adventure and a captivating journey into an underground world of fanatical fly-tiers and plume peddlers. That's some A+ alliteration right there. I've heard really good things about this from people who read it, and then I bought a copy for my grandma as a Christmas gift a few years ago, and she hated it. She said it was so dry. So I'm a little nervous about that off of her review. But I do also have the audiobook available for this one, so I'm hoping maybe if it is pretty dry to read physically, I can try out the audiobook and see if it kind of scratches the same itch as like true crime podcasts do. Maybe? Oh, there's photos in here. Oh my gosh, I never noticed. I never saw there were photos at the end of this. Yeah, I'm definitely intrigued, and I am finally hoping to get this one read this month. Completing not only a book off of my 10 books for 2025 list, but also for the Coffin Covers Challenge, which is hosted on Jan Agaton's Patreon. I'm going to be reading What's Eating Gilbert Grape by Peter Hedges. This is the same as the Leonardo DiCaprio movie, which I have somehow never seen. I don't actually know what this is about, if I'm being honest. Basically, looks like we're following Gilbert Grape, who is a young man that has an unusual family, dealing with all of the machinations that go on with trying to manage this family. It was on my 10 books for 2025 list because it is the oldest book on my Goodreads TBR currently, so I do want to finally get it read. I've never had a reason to knock it off, and I am still kind of intrigued to try it out. Then for the Coffin Covers Challenge, our prompt this month is to read a book that has a cloud on the cover. This is a cloud of smoke. That's what I'm saying. I'm very intrigued to see how this is going to go. Next up, let's talk about my book clubs that I partake in. I am a member of numerous ones, but starting at the top, I actually host one on my Patreon called The Geek Squad, and our Nerds tier voted on this month's pick, which is I Was a Teenage Slasher by Stephen Graham Jones. This one was up for auction because Stephen Graham Jones is definitely a nerd for horror, and based on the synopsis, I'm thinking the main characters in this book are going to be as well, so it did feel like an apt choice for our club. I think this is told in kind of like an interview format following a student who ends up becoming a slasher or enacting a slasher on his small Texas town. It is set in La Mesa, Texas, July 1989. So we're not quite to summer yet, but the temperatures are definitely going to be getting higher. So it will feel pretty appropriate to be reading this as the temperature continues to climb. I have heard a lot of positive things about this one. I do tend to enjoy this author's writing style, and I love that you can tell he is such a fan of horror and he works in that love to all of his books. So I'm really excited to see more of that. And I can't wait to talk about it with everybody in my Patreon. I actually have already completed my book club pick for my fantasy book club. I ended up reading one a little bit early this month, but I do also have a romance book club that I do in person, and for this month our prompt is to pick a book that came out between 2016 and 2020. So I do have a few options on my shelf. So I'm currently eyeing these 4. I'm not 100% sure on where I'm going yet. I actually might be doing like a first sentence challenge to figure this out. So that'll be kind of fun. So I have Any Rogue Will Do by Bethany Bennett, How to Fail at Flirting by Denise Williams, The Boyfriend Project by Farrah Rashan, and The Wrath and the Dawn by Renee Ahdieh. Finally, of course, I do have my Star Wars canon project picks for the month. So starting at the top is Thrawn Ascendancy. I'm very excited for this series. I have not started into it yet. By Timothy Zahn. Some very light blue sprayed edges, which if you're unaware, Thrawn is an alien that has blue skin. Oh no, it's actually like a blue border. That's super cool. So Thrawn is a villain character that works for the Empire in the prequel era, and this is diving into his origins. And I'm really intrigued to see what's going to go on here. Thrawn is a character that has a lot of love, even though he's a villain. I've been very intrigued by him, but I've wanted more. I know he is powerful. I know he's scary smart. I'm really intrigued to see what the series has in store. I've heard literally only positive things about it, so I cannot wait to get started and dive into it. After that one, I'm going to be picking up A Dark Disciple by Christie Golden. This is actually a new, to me, Star Wars author, so that'll be interesting. I believe this is actually based on like a script off of the Clone Wars. I'm not 100% certain who the characters in this actually are. The council makes the bold decision to bring both sides of the Force's power to bear, pairing brash Jedi Knight Quinlan Vos with infamous one-time Sith acolyte 𝗖cie Ventress. You mean we're getting more of Ventress? And Vos also seems like a familiar name. I think I should know who that is. It's not immediately coming to me, if I'm being honest. But one way or another, very intrigued for this one now. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to start this. Star Wars this month, coming in hot. So like I said, this was a shockingly easy TBR this month. I think that's actually it. I can't believe I'm saying that. And like I said, I will have a readathon going on later this month. My picks for that readathon are very much going to depend on how my reading goes for the rest of the month. I'm not even letting myself think about those yet. You're not allowed to do that, Nat. So on that note, I think that is it for today, y'all. Thank you so much for coming to my channel. I really appreciate it. Make sure to hit like and subscribe down below. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, leave me the rain cloud emoji in the comments. I have all my socials as well as a few ways you can support me linked in my description. I come out with videos on Monday and Friday, but until then, I hope you continue to have a terrific day. Love you, bye!